Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Any action that you do, good or bad, it is going to yield some results. If you claim to be the doer of the action, you are inviting all the results to you. If you do not claim the doership, the results of those actions will not come to you. This is the principle. This principle is known to all of us, and yet we don't know that. There was a child, a very naughty, terrible child. I was staying with them, and somebody left something, and this child, as naughty he was, he went and started playing with that and spilled everything. And slowly he goes out and starts calling his grandmother, "Look here, Dadima, what our maidservant has done. And I have seen with my beautiful eyes." You may not be calling them beautiful, but they are. Because they can see beauty in you. Therefore they are. So, when that grandmother came, started scolding that maidservant, and I was like a Sakshi Chaitanya observing, seeing. So, that time I realized this principle. Even a child knows that if I have not done, I cannot be punished. If somebody else has done, somebody else is punished. And this is the philosophy all the liars use. My English pronunciation is very bad. What they do is this, that they first of all decide that my client is innocent. And because he is innocent, he cannot do such a thing. The moment they prove that he is not capable of doing any crime, and even if he has done, so he is declared as insane, and thereafter he doesn't get the punishment. This is the technique. So this is the rule. If you accept the doership, all the results will come to you. So the best way to live in this world is never claim any doership. See? But all our life, I have done this thing, I will do, I will show you, I will, and then continuously, I see, I. No end to that I. Therefore, here the teacher tells, to come out of this, let us have a proper technical data. With that we will see, how do we come out of this wrong notion of doership. What is that? Panchaitani mahabaho karanani nimodhame sankhe kritante proktani siddhaye sarva karmanam. Sankhe kritante proktani. Sankhe means deduction by calculating step by step logic is called a Sankhya Shastra. Sankhya means numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we go step by step. 1 point, therefore second point, therefore third point, therefore fourth point, and therefore conclusion. So Sankhya, and what is the Sankhya? Krutante. Krutanta means the Lord Death. So the understanding according to Vedanta takes you to the destruction of karma. Sarvam karma khilam parthas jnane parisamapyate. In the 5th chapter, Bhagavan Sri Krishna told, all the karma and the limitations of the karma are destroyed in the fire of knowledge. And therefore, Sankhye Krutante. Now, Panchetani Karanani me nibodha. Hey Arjun, there are 5 factors which contribute for the conduct of any karma, any action, any deed. Siddhaye sarva karmanam. Now which are those 5? First, adhishthanam, tatha karta, karanam cha, pruthak vidham, vividhascha pruthak cheshta, daivam chaivatra panchamam. These are the 5 factors. Factor number 1 is adhishthanam. Second is karta. Third is karana. Fourth is cheshta. And 5th is daiva. Anything which is dependent on 5 factors does not have independent existence. See? A car depends on so many components put together. If you dismantle all the components of the car, it is no more called as a car. In the same manner, these 5 factors which contribute to the creation or existence of karma, if we analyze and understand them, you are freed from all the problems of karma. Now, which are those? First is adhishthanam. Adhishthanam is what? All karma is done only when we are abiding in the body, when we are living in the body, and we are identified with the body. 2 things. A dead person does not do any good or bad karma. A sleeping person also doesn't do a good or bad karma. There was a football player. Now the dreams of the different people are different. What will be the dream of a football player? That I get a penalty corner and I come and give one kick and the goal is done. So this football player was sleeping with his child and wife, and at night he gave one kick the child out of the bed. Dream? What else can he dream? A football player cannot dream. Bhagavan Krishna is playing football. He can't dream either. He only gets a penalty corner. When this happens, will that wife tell that you have done it? No. Because in dream, there was no gross body identification. Therefore, adhisthana means when we are living in the body and when we are identified with the body, then only any karma is possible. And is redefining our identification with the body is technically done. How? The Purohit Panditji comes and makes us sit, and then he, after giving the Keshanma, Govindanma, Narayanma, then he tells, now take this rice. In USA, once I went, and our NRIs, they know only one thing. Anything put your hand, eat. It's a prasad. Hindu means eat something, what is given. So this Panditji, he was conducting the puja, and for sankalpa, you have to have some dravya, something in your hand. Without something in the hand, sankalpa does not hold. So what is done? Either little rice is given, or flowers are given, little water is put, and then you close it, and then you make the sankalpa. Mamo Pata Samasta Durita Kshedvara. I am the son of so and born in such and such gotra, and for doing such and such work, so that the whole world is destroyed, I am now committed to do this job. Amuk amuk karma karishe. This has become a sankalpa. Now this sankalpa is done with a view to re-establish our identity. When I say I am the son of so and so, it is with reference to body. Therefore, the first requirement for conducting karma in this world is body identification. And in adhisthana means the support. So, unless we are identified with the body, no karma can take place. Therefore, adhishthanam, the first thing. Then, second is adhishthanam tatha karta. Karta is the doer. So there has to be someone who takes the responsibility of doership. You all know that in a school, the inspector went and asked the children, who has broken the Shiva Dhanush? Know that? You tell. So the students say, no, I have not broken. Who has broken? You tell. No, I have not broken. So everybody starts telling that I have not broken the Shiva Dhanusha. That inspector is worried. Then he asked the teacher, who has broken the Shiva Dhanusha? I have also not broken. Now this inspector gets disgusted. He goes to the principal and he said, I am ashamed. What kind of education standard you have? Why, what happened? I have simply asked this question, who has broken the Shiva Dhanusha? Nobody tells me, even your teacher. Don't worry, we'll get it replaced. You know, when you have got selected people on a Rajasthan quota basis, this is what happens. See, I remember in the school, one teacher teaching English. Both of three get out. And you can't laugh. Because there's a teacher scolding you. How can you laugh? But madam, I want to see you. When are you empty? Now I am not empty. You see me when I am empty and you are vacant, but not now, behind the class. Isn't it? So, karta, the doership. Adhishthanam tatha karta. That I am the doer. Unless that doership is invoked, there is no karma ever happening. Therefore, yesterday I told you, the other day in our Ahmedabad, I go there regularly, and the inquiry the people of Gujarat have. Swamiji, why your beard is white and hair are black? That is the inquiry after listening to deep contemplative thought. Other than a barber, who can ask such a question? So, when we have this doership, then only some karma can take place. Now, when my beard is becoming white, it is a sin or a merit? Nothing. Or I am getting deforested. This is a sin or a merit? Nothing. Because there is no doership associated with these changes.
But if I start putting mehendi and make my beard red, instead of black and white, why not red and black? New design. Then there will be karma because I am doing it. See? And whenever any action, any change is associated with doership, then only it is called as karma. And with that karma, there is a karma phala. So, adhishthanam tatha karta, the doership. Then the third is karanam cha pruthak vidham. Then there are many, karana means instruments. There are many instruments involved in the performance of any action. Which are those instruments? They are our jnanendriyani, 5 sense organs, 5 organs of action. They are called as external instruments, bahikaranani. And the second is antakaran, our antakaran chatushtay, the mind, intellect, ego and the memory. So these 10 plus 4, 14 of them together unite for the result of any action to be converted into a karma. So how many? Adhisthana, the gross body, then karta, the doer, and then the different types of karana, the instruments, then vividhacha pruthak cheshta, then a lot and lot of efforts. Unless you put efforts, no karma is born. See? Suppose you are crossing the yajna kunda. Somebody is doing yajna. And there are people who go exactly where they are not required to go. And you just cross. And as a result, by your foot, that ghee all falls into that oil, in that fire. That is not called as offering. Therefore, pruthak cheshta, everything is done with a calculation, understanding, doership. That is called as pruthak cheshta, all efforts. So, 4 principles. Adhishthanam, the body. Karta, the doership. Karanam, the internal and external instrument. 4th is vividha, pruthak cheshta, a lot of efforts. And 5th is daivam chaivatra panchamam. With this daiva, there are lot of arguments and discussion. Daiva technically means the functional ability in every instrument is possible because of the divine presiding factor in that instrument. For example, we have got eyes. Now these eyes have one aspect, structural eye, which is taken care of by the eye doctors. Second is the function of the eye. So the functional eye. And third is who is functioning through the structural eye, that divine principle which is expressing through the structural eye as a vision, the divine principle is called as the Daivam. According to our scriptures, every organ is presided over by different divine forces. For example, if you see the colors and forms in this world, colors and forms by themselves do not have ability to manifest, to reveal themselves. So we require the sunlight. So when those colors and forms are bathing in the light of the sun, then only we can see them. Similarly, we may have the structural eye, but if there is no functional ability in the eyes, we cannot see anything. So as the external objects are illumined by the light of the sun externally, similarly, the functional ability of the eyes is presided over by the internal sun. and that internal sun is called as the Daivam. Now multiply this to all the sense organs. Our rasana, which is tasting the taste of the food, is presided over by Varuna Devata. The goddess called as the goddess of water. Then our tongue, which is wagging and making a lot of noise, that tongue is presided over by the Lord Fire. And therefore, when you talk for an hour or two, a lot of heat is generated because that Agni Devata is invoked. In this manner, these are the 5 principles which go into the performance of karma in everybody's life. These are common factors. Now this Daiva is many a times taken as the fate. Whatever is going to happen in our life is going to happen. Therefore, remain depressed and dejected. No. Prepare yourself. Daiva alasi pukara. Never have that negative approach to life. Please remember 2 things. Whatever we get in our life as a result of our karma from the last life is only 2 things. One is joy and second is sorrow. Not third thing. The prosperity or the poverty that we have in this life is not because of our prarabdha. It is not because of our fate. It is because of our efforts. Let us not have that wrong notion that, see, I am so unlucky and therefore, I am born in a poor family. No. The real impact of our earlier karma is only in terms of joy and sorrows. Therefore, Daiva does not mean fate. First principle. Second, Daiva means also not, it's God's will that is happening. Don't be disgusted by telling God's will. Those who bring God now and then, they are very dangerous fellows. I'll tell you one example. A boy and a girl. And this girl has fallen in love with one fool. And afterwards, that parent said, let us at least meet that boy who is there. We'll call him at home, we'll talk to him. And then one day, that boy was called home. And naturally, the girl's father asked, so, have you completed your education, what you are studying? I have appeared in the BCom final, but one paper I have not cleared. And my professor told, if you give 25,000, I'll clear you. But I said, no. Bhagwan par bharosa hai. I believe in God. So I did not do that. And thereafter, do you have any job? See, I went for a job, an interview, and that fellow told me, if you give me 1 lakh, I'll give you a job. I said, no, I don't believe in this. Some Bhagwan pe chhod diya. Left everything to God. Then third, do you have a house, etc. to stay? No, I don't have as of now. But I am not going to struggle. Bhagwan pe chhod diya. He will look after me. When he started bringing Bhagwan pe chhod diya, after that he left. Then the wife, that means the mother of that girl, she asked her husband, that girl's father, what do you think about the boy? You know what that father told? He said, he has made me God. Because after I get married, it is your funeral. I am relaxed. See, Daivam Chaivatra Pancham. This is not Daivam. Please remember. Don't bring that element of God in your life before putting efforts. This is where many of us glorify the withdrawal and depression under the disguise of spiritual life. No. Spiritual life is dynamic, creative. It is not a disgusted existence. Somehow or the other, these thoughts have entered into the spiritual field. Those who are unfit for everything, they are fit for the spiritual life. No. Therefore, these are the 5 principles. Adhishthanam tatha karata, karanam cha pruthak vidam, vividha cha pruthak cheshta, daivam chaivatra panchamam. So, daivam is what? Your sharpness and brightness of your faculties. See? It is our responsibility to see that all our faculties are bright and brilliant. Then alone you can live a meaningful life. If there is no inspiration, if there is nothing higher to be achieved in life, Asgara Vritti they call it technically. Asgara Vritti means what? Asgara Vritti means you remain in one place like a python, and when something comes in front of that, you eat and lie down there. So, that python eats once in a week. How about us? 7 times per day. Then you cannot practice that python principle. Work. So, the 5 principles. Adhishthanam tatha karata, karanam cha pruthak vidham, vividha cha pruthak cheshta, daivam chaivatra panchamam. Now, sharir vang manobhir yat karma prarabhate naraha, nyayam va viparitam va panchayate tasya hetavaha. Now, whatever karma we begin by our body, by our speech and by our mind, Sharira Vang Manobhi Yat Karma Prarabhate Naraha Nyayam Va Viparitam Va. Doesn't matter what type of karma you do. See how good it is. Very clear. Whether you are going to the temple to offer puja, or you are going to a gambling booth for wasting somebody else's money, whether you are going to help somebody or you are going to kill somebody, or nyayam va viparitam va, the right or the wrong actions, all these actions are necessarily involved with these 5 factors. Now, which are the areas and what are the instruments through which we work? First, we work through body. Second, we work through the speech. And third, we work through the mind. So with the mind, we go on planning. Second thing, with the speech, we speak out or spit out. And then with the body, we execute. So all these kinds of karma are done only when these 5 factors are available to us. Doesn't matter what type of karma you do. Now, this being so, tatraiva sati kartaram atmanam kevalam tuyaha pashyati akruta buddhitvat na sapashyati durmatihi. Tatra evam sati. This being so. See, this being so means tatra evam sati. What being so? Every karma requires these 5 components. Whatever karma you do, good or bad, whether through your body or through your mind or through your speech, all these karmas are done with the help of these 5 factors. This being so, tatraiva sati kevalam atmanam yaha kartaram pashyati. He who thinks that kevala atma means the absolute reality. See, this kevala is a technical term. You know, in Bengal, vakar is pronounced as bakar, isn't it? So there was one Swamiji, his name was Kevalananda. So he used to always tell me, I forget your name, please introduce. Oh, Ami Kevalananda. Kevalananda, what is this? No, he comes on cable. So Kevala is a technical term. Kevala means what? Absolute without any contamination. Like we say, pure milk. Means that milk in which outside water is not added. Similarly, when we say pure ghee, means only ghee. In addition to ghee, there is nothing in that. In the same manner, Shuddha Atma, pure self means where there is no division on account of seer, seen and seeing. There is homogeneous, undivided existence of conscious bliss. That is called as the Kevala Atma. Now, the teacher says, this being so, that for the performance of any action, these 5 factors are required. And this being so, those who think and superimpose all the doership and activity to this absolute reality, they are durmatihi, they are dull-witted fools. Nasa pashyati, he is not able to see. Now why he is not able to see? The teacher gives the reason. The reason is akruta buddhitvat. Akruta buddhitvat means he has not trained his vision. See? This is somehow very peculiar. We know that we have to learn even how to prepare chapati. We have to learn that. For the first time when we do chapati, it is normally Japan. Then slowly it becomes Indonesia. Then somehow it becomes Australia. And after many years it becomes the globe. Perfect. There we have to learn. This we know. If we have to drive a car, we have to learn. If we have to operate a computer, we have to learn. We understand that. But when it comes to thinking, because there are eruptions of thought in the mind, that does not mean we are thinkers. Thinking also requires a training. See how important it is. How many of us in our whole life have spent time in the art of thinking? How important. Akruta buddhitvat. They are not able to see this divine reality as their own essential self because they have never trained their faculties to see the things which are beyond the superficial layers of names and forms. Akruta buddhitvat. That is why, friends, please remember, the highest spiritual practice is Satsang. Satsangatve nissangatvam, nissangatve nirmohatvam, nirmohatve nischalatatvam, nischalatatve jivan muktihi. We are able to understand Satsang means what? Going to the temple with a lota in the hand and putting water on the Shivalinga. We understand observe fast during the day and eat at night. or observe fast during the night and eat at day, depending upon where you are. Isn't it? We also understand going and giving some charity, but the real spiritual practice is changing our notions about ourselves, about the world, about the God. We are all living a notional life. We have a notion that somebody loves me, somebody hates me. We have a notion that I am rich or I am poor. We have a notion that I am lucky, I am unlucky. We have a notion that the world is too much. We have a notion God is far away in Ahmedabad. See, unless we change our notions, we cannot walk the spiritual path. Nay, we are not walking the spiritual path. Akruta buddhitvat, because they are never trained. And how do we do this? First, it is necessary for us to know the functioning of our own life. I am not talking about physiology and anatomy. I am talking about, take an example. I see an object. This object I see. Now after this object is seen, what is happening? Have we ever spent time on this? When the object is seen, seeing the object and halting there does not create any problem in life. But our mind is not halting there. After the object is seen, then the mind starts projecting. This is a good object, lovely object. I don't have it. Where do you get it? How much is the cost? Is somebody seeing? Can I slip myself into the shoes and walk comfortably out? See? Now where from this problem has come? Because the buddhi is not controlled. Be very attentive. Therefore, there are two layers. First is that by which we gather the knowledge. In this, there is no sin, there is no merit. When I see this girl, I see there is no sin, no merit. After I see, I start projecting. She is like my mom, she is like my sister, and thereafter starts creating relationship, start creating friends and enemies. And it is this created factor which is creating problems in our life. Have we ever thought about how when we interact with the world, are we gathering impressions on the mind or we are deleting the impressions from the mind? When I ask a child, hey, come on, take a glass of milk. I don't like. What do you like? I like coffee. Then you ask that child, why you don't like milk? No reason. Why you like coffee? No reason. In short, for the likes and dislikes, there is no reason. And all our life is under the influence of these likes and dislikes. And we consider ourselves to be intelligent and most reasonable personality who are functioning without any reason behind. See? These are the things worth knowing. We live by default. And when we start living by default, we cannot improve upon ourselves. Please remember two words. One is called technically as Swarupa, the essence. The second is called as Swabhava, the nature. Essentially, We are all divine. But by nature, we differ from each other. Somebody's nature is hatred, somebody's nature is love, somebody's nature is being like a leech, go on hanging around. Somebody's nature is like being irresponsible. Now what is spiritual life? Changing our nature. That is spiritual life. But how many of us have ever thought about this? And this is what Bhagavan Krishna says, Akruta Buddhi. Friends, this example I gave you a number of times. When I am aware and I value my clothes, they are clean, neat, well ironed. Therefore, I will not go and sit in a dirty place because I value them. Now, go step further. If we value the purity, the peace of our mind, will we go and come in contact with anything by which our mind's peace is destroyed? No. Think how important it is. But we have never understood the value and the importance of peaceful and cheerful mind. Because we have not understood the importance and the value of this peaceful and cheerful mind, we have always neglected our mind. And as a result, like a spoiled child, our mind is a spoiled instrument. And be very attentive. And dancing to the tune of whims and fancy of the mind is considered as progressive prosperity. On the contrary, that is a slavery. It is not prosperity. We are the slave of our own mind. Look deep within. And because of this inability, we are not able to see the whole world as a manifestation of the divine reality. See, Ishavasya tells, Ishavastimidam sarvam yat kincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bhunjitha magrudakasya siddhanam. This whole world is nothing but solid Paramatma. See, the moment we are able to recognize the divinity in this world, our interaction with the world will automatically change. See, you all go here and there, and somewhere there is a stone. And near that stone somebody is doing prayer. You don't know also what that stone is. If you are passing by your car, you just do like this. Why? Because there is a suspicion of divinity in that. Isn't it? Now, if you start suspecting divinity everywhere, what will happen? Our whole life's attitude will change. And for that, what is required? This changing our swabhava. And for changing the swabhava, the nature, the things required are one. As it is necessary to take care of your surroundings, as essential part of our life, as it is necessary to take care of our clothes, etc., as it is necessary to take care of our health, physical health, so much is essential to take care of our mental health. And that mental health is taken care of only by study of scriptures as an essential part of our life. See, there is one South Indian lady, I don't know where is she now. I revere her like goddess. I don't know where is she now. She was, one day, she used to come for my lecture. She'll come and sit for the lecture and go somewhere, sit below the tree. She'll bring her little tiffin and eat from that and attend all the classes. And I never knew who is she, but she was very regular. One day she wrote me a letter. And in that letter, other than the depth of Panchadashi, there was not a single word. She said, Swamiji, I used to come and borrow the book from your student and study Panchadashi there itself, and I have prepared my notes and this is my understanding and I am on the top of the world. What you say, I have experienced that. And she analyzed the whole Panchadashi. Such a wonderful understanding. And she said, I wish I could buy this book. Then I could understand that she couldn't. So I sent her the whole set of Panchadashi, 5 volumes. Slowly, slowly, she is going so deeper and deeper. And for 5 years I have known her. Never she has spoken one word about husband, about children, about who is she, what is her name, nothing except Tattva Chintan. Not any other word. And one day, I only asked her, I said, Amma, you told me that your son is coming to meet me, so it means you are married? She said, Swamiji, yes, I am married, I have got a husband. I said, tell me something about you. Then she told, my husband has recently lost his job, so he was very much worried. So I told him, don't worry, things will be all right. And things are getting all right. See, to go through the turmoils of life, to negotiate through the high tides of life, what is required is not external changes. What is required is internal poise. And that internal poise can come when we study sincerely. Friends, if we are sincerely studied, reflected on what we have studied, it is bound to change our whole personality. Just take a simple example. If you take 2 pieces of iron, one magnet, other ordinary iron, and if you keep that ordinary iron rubbing in the same direction with that magnet for a long period of time, that piece of iron will also invoke the magnetic faculty in it. It has not come from outside. In the same manner, we all have that divine potentiality. What we have to do, rub in one direction. That is how God is called as Rabb. It's an English word used in Urdu. So you rub yourself with the scriptures. Swadhyayanma pramadaha. And when you just start studying scriptures, attending satsang, slowly, slowly, all your website will be clean. All the webs about your own individuality as to who am I. You're all doubt about this world, what the world is. You're all understanding about God. Oh God, why do you send all the miseries to me? You are easily available. The day you go deeper and deeper, that is worth knowing. How many times who has married? Do you know? Kishore Kumar married 4 times. You could not marry even once. All these things have no meaning, friends. Therefore, pashyati na pashyati akrita buddhitvat, because he has never taken care of his inner faculties. Now go deeper and deeper in your own system and only recognize. And this is what we have not done. Never mind. You may be too early for the next life, but start. And once you start this, you can never get tossed by the turmoils in your life. And then you will see the divine experience in and through everything. This is what our Panchadashi tells in the last chapter. Brahmanande Vishayananda. You may enjoy this world fully without losing your divinity intact. It is possible. To come to that, we have to go step by step. Therefore, tatraiva sati kartaram atmanam kevalam tu yaha pashyati akrita buddhitvat nasa pashyati sa durmatihi. He is a durmati, he is a dull-witted fool who has taken care of everything in this world except his own mind. Now, this is one aspect. Second aspect is, this is very subtle, the second aspect that I am telling you. The absolute reality is not involved in any karma. We may agree. But then the question comes, who has done the karma? And here the Sankhya Shastra and all the religions jump and they say, it is the soul, it is the jiva who is doing the karma. Please remember this basic principle that I am telling you. Don't bring that jiva into real existence. It is only an in-between step. See? It is not real. Real is absolute reality. When this is not understood, our definition of realization is freedom from the world, not freedom from the I. And the world has meaning only with reference to I. The moment you correct the definition of your I, all the problems of your life disappear. And when this I is taken as a jiva, then you get into the same rut. What is that? Because of the sin, I am born in this family. Because of the sin, I am married to you. Because of the sin, I have got children like that. And because of the sin, I have to take care of my sin every day. Don't get lost in that. Our aim is that na nirodho na cha utpatti, na baddho na cha sadhakaha, na muktaha na mumukshurvai ittesha paramarthata. That is the goal. All other steps are in between. Discover this absolute reality. Therefore, neither there is any possibility of the absolute reality doing the karma, nor there is any possibility of a jiva doing the karma. The moment you get out of this, all your problems are solved. And therefore, in the 17th verse, Bhagavan Sri Krishna declares the cardinal principle expounded in Bhagavad Gita as the only way to live scientifically. What is that? Yasya naham kruto bhavo buddhir yasya na lipyate hatvati sa iman lokan nahanti na nibadhyate. Yasya naham kruto bhavaha. See? He who does not have the sense of doership in his life, yasya ahankruto bhavaha nasti, yasya nahankruto bhavaha buddhihi yasya na lipyate. Second point. He who is functioning in this world in such a manner that there are no impressions gathered on the mind while functioning in this world. Again I repeat, these are two very basic principles. There are two kinds of reflecting surfaces. One reflecting surface is called as photofilm. Second reflecting surface is called as the mirror. What is the difference between the two? In case of the photofilm, the impression remains on the film. In case of the mirror, there is the reflection, but there is no retention of the reflection. In the same manner, when we function in this world, are we retaining every impression that is reflected by our mind? And as a result, our hard disk gets overloaded. And with the load of that impressions, our whole life is conducted. And this is extremely essential to observe. When we are functioning in this world, are we collecting impressions or not? First. Second thing, which are the impressions? There are only two impressions, no third impression. Impression number one, liking. I like it. Second kind of impression, I don't like it. Now this liking and disliking has no discrimination with reference to the thing. I like my dog, liking. I like my wife also, liking. I like going to the Dalal Street, liking. I like going to Satsang. 4 types of likings. But the liking is a common factor. Same thing with the disliking. I dislike dogs. I dislike going to satsang. I will not tell wife, okay? Everybody was waiting for the wife to come. I know that. There was a person staying on the upper floor. Every night he will come late. 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and get tired, take out the shoe, tired. Then take out the second shoe, tired. And as a result, that person staying in the lower floor is a bit distant. One day he said, let me go and tell him, a friend, you come late, we understand you are tired and all that. But when you bang your shoe very badly, it really disturbs my sleep. Why don't you keep it smoothly? He said, I'm so sorry dear, I will not do it again. Next day he came. Same late, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. Took out the shoe, oh Lord, tired. Then I have told my friend that I should not bang the shoe. So, the second shoe who takes out and slowly keeps. Now the person sleeping in the lower floor, he is waiting. No, the second shoe is coming. And he did not come. Finally he got tired, he got up. Why don't you put it down again? He said, no, look here, what happened? After I hit the first shoe, then I remembered, therefore I kept. In the same way, you were expecting the wife, is it not? So, the liking or the disliking, these are the only two channels to begin with. With the increase in the age, these two channels become fissures. And as we grow older and older, our likes and dislikes become obsessions. And thereafter, we are so obsessed, adamant, that we want the whole world to behave according to our likes and dislikes. This has never been a successful approach. Therefore, buddhi yasya na lipyate. when we are functioning in this world, be extremely careful that your interactions do not gather these two kinds of impressions, likes and dislikes. This is what Bhagavan Shankaracharya says in his Bhaja Govindam. Shatrau mitre putre bandhau ma kuru yatnam vigraha sandhau. Live in this world, don't create friends and enemies. In this world, live in such a manner that you don't get caught up in your own creation. These two principles. One, yasya nahankruto bhavaha. He who doesn't have the sense of doership associated in his life. And second thing, he who does not gather impressions in the form of likes and dislikes, such a person, hatvapi sa iman lokan, even if he kills the whole world, he is neither bound nor he is suffering in his life. Now what is meant here is, take an example to understand this point. You know, there is one person who is called as a hanger in the gallows. Jallad, who is called as. Now, he gets the order official, hang this person to death. So he kills. When he is killing that person by hanging to death, that time, yasya nahankruto bhavaha, he doesn't have that notion that I am killing somebody. See? And buddhihi yasya na lipyate, he does not have hatred for the judge who has passed that degree, nor he has got any compassion for this poor fellow. No, he just comes, put the noose and then finish it off. That's it. Today's duty done. Come on, khana khayenge. See? In the same manner, when we function in this world with these two principles, yasya nahankruto bhavaha and buddhi yasya na lipyate. If these two principles are not followed, what is the result? Result is, we live with all sincerity and we are sincerely miserable. See? The elderly parents, when the children don't listen. Is it for this day I carried you 9 months in my stomach? You should have carried me on your back. Don't get emotionally weakened. Discover that freedom. Then life is really lived. Therefore, two principles. There is nothing that we are doing. I will give 2-3 options. Option number 1, according to Sankhya philosophy. There it is said, Prakrute kriyamanani gune karmani sarvashaha ahankara vimudhatma kartahamiti manyate. Every change is happening in the Prakriti, in the matter, naturally. Now tell me, what is our contribution that we are grown up? Zero. We may try to hide our age. That is karma. Isn't it? And therefore, when you say something to a lady, she becomes very angry. There was one man from a village. He saw one person doing something very funny. So he said to the next person sitting to him, Dekho, see the world, how that boy is behaving on the road. Is this the way? So the person next to him says, no, he is not a boy, he is a girl. How do you know? Are you his father? No, I am his mother. So that will create ego. That will create some kind of problem. But when we grow, it is natural. See how important it is. Therefore, everything is happening in Prakriti. The moment you take it, your ego disappears. With reference to our body, how much arrogant we are. But if you look into it, this body is not created by us, created by someone. And arrogance, I am so beautiful. You can talk only to the mirror. Nobody will listen to you unless they have to take something from you. The more and more you go deeper and deeper in your thinking, you will see in this world there is nothing that can be attributed to anybody. Yasya naham krato bhavo buddhir yasya nalipyate hatva pisaiman lokan. That doesn't mean such a person goes on killing everybody. Don't misunderstand this. So hatva pisaiman lokan, that means such a person, even if he happened to commit such a heinous crime of killing the whole world, he does not get influenced because everything is happening in the Prakriti according to Sankhya. According to the science of devotion, everything is happening according to his will. So where is the question of our arrogance? In short, whatever path we follow, these two things should be always taken care of. Are we expressing as an expression of this pungent ego, or are we expressing as an expression of the sweet divinity? When these two things are consciously observed, our life is slowly turning spiritual. These two things. Naham kruto bhavaha buddhihi na lipyate. After having told this principle, now on 18th verse onward, Bhagavan Sri Krishna now brings into the picture the basics about karma. Jnanam jneyam parijñāta trividha karma chodana karanam karma karteti trividha karma sangraha. Now see how scientific it is. Every action demands two components. One is the promptings and second is the performance. Our mind prompts. Why not have a nice cup of tea? Prompting. Then action. We go to the kitchen and make a noise. Then somebody comes and gives us a cup of tea. This is how every action has got two aspects. One is the knowledge aspect, which is the prompting, karma chodana. And second is the performance aspect called as the karma sangraha. These are all technical terms. Now in that, which are the promptings because of which every karma is done? One, jnanam. Second, jneyam. And third, parijñāta. See, do you know the principle of these TV advertisements? Or any advertisement. There was a middle class person and he was not having TV in his house. So the children telling me, Baba, get TV, everybody has got, we don't have. I don't believe in TV philosophy. We should have good character. We should be very nice. Don't see TV. Everybody gets spoiled. Don't you see me? Don't see the TV. But Papa, you are not spoiled because I don't see the TV at home. So he was somehow or the other postponing purchasing of TV because the truth was he didn't have money. And one day he gets some bonus or something. The moment he gets money, thereafter wherever he looks, he sees only TV advertisements. Newspaper, he sees TV. The boards, he sees TV. And then he starts visiting the showrooms. There he sees the TV. Because jnanam. Now he has the knowledge. I can now afford. The moment we become aware, conscious, I can afford, the knowledge. So, jnanam. Then jneyam. Jneyam about what? So, I can now afford, so let me go and see what the TV is like. See? One person went and said, can you get me curtain? What for curtain? I have purchased TV. So why you require curtain when you purchase TV? No, there are windows there also. You know that? There are windows in the TV. There are different types of TVs where you can have the computer and TV together. So when you have the computer operating, that time there are windows, isn't it? And therefore I want the curtains there. The moment you get jneyam, jnanam, then third, parijñāta. Parijñāta, the knower. When these three things come together, there are promptings to work. Jnanam, jneyam, parijñāta, trividaha, karmana, karma chodana, then karanam, karma karteti. Now three things. Karanam, instrument, karma, the activity, and karta, the doer. These three things come together and the action is executed. So the initiation of the action is through jnanam, jneyam, parijñāta. And execution of the action is through karanam, karma and karta. And all of them are three types or three aspects. In this way, these six things come together and a karma is created. Now after this, the teacher now takes up that jnanam, then karma and karta. These again are three types according to the three moods. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. And what it means and how it changes our total life. This is the next topic that we'll take in our next class. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.